New York City, the backdrop for Saturday's triple header, and you are looking at him, possibly the next big thing in boxing, lightweight title contender, Teofimo Lopez Jr. Your co-main event bout at Madison Square Garden for Richard Commey's 135-pound title. Just 21 years old.
22.
22. Just your 15th pro fight.
Yeah.
I know what you're going to say, but you ready for this?
Absolutely. I was born ready. It's taking over, man. I'm definitely going to win this fight Saturday night. And, I mean, we prepped very, very toughly for this fight. 9 weeks in camp for a reason.
All right, Richard Commey is from Ghana. And to give a positive stereotype, when you know you're going in there with somebody from Ghana, they're going to be there all night, they're going to be coming. The whole sort of talk is the takeover real? Are you ready for the title level right now? What type of fight are you expecting?
You might as well call me Park Ghana too, because, I'm going to come forward as well. So, it's just the type of fight that you're going to get is honestly an explosive, all-action, rounded type of fight. So, that's why a lot of fans are coming out, and they're really looking forward for this fight.
This fight may end up stealing the show. No disrespect, of course, to Terrence Bud Crawford, the welterweight champion.
That's why we call it a takeover.
Get ready, New York. Get ready, Madison Square Garden. When you look about your journey to get to this point, did you think it was going to happen so fast? Did you think 15 fights in when you turned pro, just 22 years old?
Honestly, I'm still trying to absorb all that. Everything comes, man. And when you're at the top and you're doing what you got to do, obviously all these things are gonna come, and you gotta prepare yourself for them. So I think honestly, looking at it, we didn't see it come this fast, but we knew that it was gonna come eventually. So we're ready.
Look, to be a fighter, you got to be confident. To be a guy like yourself who can talk the talk, who can be a brand, there's got to be something different about you. How do you know when I ask you, are you ready? Are you for real? How do you know deep down inside?
Just within myself, man. I think honestly it's just the preparation, everything, having a great camp, and just believing in yourself, man. You can't do this without believing in yourself.
But to be so charismatic, to be aware of your potential as a superstar, does that come early? Is there a point a crossover point as a kid where you say, look, I'm ready for the bright lights?
Yeah, man. My father always told me you always got to entertain since I was little, since I was like 8 years old, starting into this and everything, man. When actually competing in the amateurs and everything, same thing, always entertain, and I just grew up with that. So it's in me. That's why a lot of people say I got like that it factor, and that's really what it is, man. I could talk my talk. I'm a back-to-back. I'm going to back it off and just do what I got to do.
All right, you're coming into this fight, your first title fight, off a tough test against Masayoshi Nakatani, in which you saw some experts afterwards saying, is this too much too soon? Did Teofimo hit a certain wall where he had to learn some things and check yourself? I got to assume you're your own toughest critic. When you look back on that fight, what did you learn? What did you take from it?
What I take from it, honestly, everything happens for a reason. I think everybody's looking forward for this fight just because of that. So, you want to talk all you want. Honestly, when I look back at it, I just look at it as it's good for the fans. You know why? Because then they get to see, is Teofimo the real deal or is he not? And come Saturday night, that's what everybody's going to see.
Was that a frustrating night for you in the end, though? You still get the victory, but the idea of you walking a guy down in 2 rounds and knocking him out didn't end up happening. You had to really work for it. Is it safe to say that that wasn't the fight you intended, how it played out?
Honestly, I think every fight that we go into, there's a plan that we all have, and obviously it changes throughout the rounds and everything. So you can't never predict exactly what's going to happen. All you could do is prepare yourself for everything, and that's what we did in our camp last time. We prepared for all 12 rounds, and we ended up doing all 12 rounds. I'm not upset at it at all. Everything came out the way it did. And honestly, that's why Saturday night is going to be a special night, because that's the way we finish it with a bang.
Well, through your 14 fights, that would be the only point of criticism. That would be the only point where somebody could say something negative. Feeling that for the first time, did you store a little bit of that in the back? You ready to do a How You Like Me Now? You ready to do a Y'all Must Have Forgot on Saturday night?
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. I think, honestly, it's just it's kind of like revenge, but vengeance. Yeah, vengeance. That's what it is, man. It's just vengeance that I have, and I think that's what sparked me for this type of magnitude of a fight. So I'm definitely excited, and I think everybody else should be for sure. I'm gonna knock him out.
Wow! And this is not some prospect on the way. You're facing a tested champion.
No, I know I'm facing a tested champion. I know he's a 2-time world champion and everything, but this is my time. His time's over.
What is at stake outside of the first world title? What's tangibly at stake in this fight for you?
Everything, man. My stock either goes up or it goes down. Just if we want to talk business-wise, my stock goes either up or goes down. This God planned this all for me, and this is all it is all or nothing. So this fight means it means a lot for both of us, but this fight right here puts the icing on the cake.
Is it an automatic that if you win this world title, that the idea, the plan would be to go forward to the hope of having a 4-belt champion, an undisputed lightweight champion, when you consider in the same promotional stable there's Vasily Lomachenko with 3 of those 4 belts, you're fighting for the 4th?
We have like an analogy I like to call it is, beating Commey is the icing on the cake. Beating Lomachenko puts the cherry on the top, and then I get to eat my cake. So
All right.
There you go. So I think, honestly, everybody just need to tune in, man. 2019, December 14th is when it all starts.
I assume Lomachenko will be an interested observer, considering so much talk in the idea of him facing the winner, maybe in 2020, maybe unifying those 4 belts. Are you cool with him? What has been your interaction level with Vasily? Are we respectful buds, or is there a little bit more going on?
I would say business, but I got a little something with him. But it is what it is, man. It's just some people I could like connect with, and then just there's others like him that I can't. So. Yeah, I think honestly it's gonna be an interesting fight if that ever goes down.
You're certainly you're an original specimen. You're your own unique combination of the fighter you've become. But when I go back and look at the highlights, when I look at you sending Rock Hard Mighty to hell, I'm thinking young Roy Jones Jr. Do you credit any sort of influence from that side?
Yeah, man. Actually, I looked up to all those guys: Roy Jones, Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. The list goes on and on. I mean, Alexis Arguello, Roberto Duran. So, I mean, you get all those, and I just portrayed it. I just looked at them and just try to grab small and anything that was important that brought them up and put that into my type of style. So,
I mentioned off the top that tough matchup against a Richard Commey because that reputation for being a tough Ghanaian fighter is there. You're a Honduran fighter.
Yes.
What does that mean in terms of positive stereotypes? What does that represent?
We're Latinos, man. We come forward, man. And I think that, honestly, we get to show everybody that we got, como we say, huevos. We got big balls, man.
Huevos, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I think, honestly, man, I think everybody's just going to tune in. It's definitely going to enjoy it. We come forward, man. That's the type of fighter I am, man. You hit me, I'm going to hit you harder.
I know you're not talking to me, but yeah, all right. Look, it's been a wild year for you. Congratulations on your marriage. You're going to get your first title shot.
Yes.
I did read a feature that's going around on Yahoo Sports that this has been a crazy year for you. Family drama that could be leading into this camp. Can you address some of that going on?
I think this camp, honestly, has been much better because I've learned to change all that. I've learned to block it. I learned to just focus one fight at a time, focus on one problem at a time. And because obviously there's always going to be more money, more problems. There's always going to be more problems. But you focus on one at a time, and you get them all down.
New face in your corner with Joey Gamache, correct? Being brought in. What's his role in this? Your father, Teofimo Sr., still your lead trainer, but what's Joey's role now?
My father, he's always going to be the head coach. We both have the same name and everything. I mean, we're always going to be together. But, we got Joey Gamache, assistant coach. Basically, he advises with my father. Him, they talk, they watch film. They've been watching film nonstop of Richard Commey, working on things. And it's just been good, man. Obviously, it's a good turnaround that I needed for my career, especially at this point.
God, 22 years old, married, on the verge of being a world champion. When I was 22, I was stuck somewhere in a couch with an ashtray and some DVDs and video games going around. Where do you get this maturity from?
You forgot the beer part.
Well, there's a few other things. Seriously, where does this maturity come to be able to handle this?
I got to say, man, I got to thank boxing. Boxing, man, it's just the experience that you go through. Growing up with my father and my mother, just things that I got to witness and got to see, man. Being around older people than expected at my age, when I was in my teens, childhood, everything like that. Just surrounding yourself with businessmen and everything like that, you kind of grab things like that from them. So, you just surround yourself with great people, and you end up becoming one. So, that's my ambitions and my goal right there. Is just to be great outside, be the people's champion.
One of your people that are great you're surrounding yourself with is your promoter, 88-year-old Bob Arum, who's fresh off a birthday. What do you get a guy who has it all for his birthday? Rolling papers? What are you getting the great Bob father?
The great Godfather. A great win, that's for sure. And gotta say, you gotta give him more ganja.
Wow, oh, wow, I will take that. Final question here. I saw some video floating around of sparring and somebody body slamming you. I know what happens in the gym stays in the gym. Can we get any comment on that?
Oh, that's old, man. There's a lot of videos that I got out there that I've had fighters like kick me, try to kick me. Some come out with knives and try to stab me. I mean, it's just
These are real things that happened?
no, yeah. No BS, man. I mean, when you have a father that actually talks a lot and he gets to their mind a lot, when you kicking their ass, obviously sometimes they'll take it too personal. So we've gone through situations like that. So the body slam and everything, I mean, hey, it comes with it, man. They get mad. That's how you know. So
Well, your dad can talk a big game. Do you ever have to take pops, slow the roll a little bit? Maybe not use the words like Lomachenko all the time?
Nah, you never know. You'd be surprised, man. Loma probably kicks me. Hey, my father gets to people's head real good, and I just kick their ass, and it just comes into two, comes into one, and that's it. So I think my father, he talks a lot about Loma and stuff because it's just a big fight that he can see that overall is gonna, for him, makes me the mega superstar. So it's just really it's honestly, it's just that, he's looking more ahead of Loma. He's just looking at what could come fighting Loma and beating him. So that's really it. But right now, main focus, Richard Commey, December 14th, Madison Square Garden, live on ESPN.
This is a big night of fights. You want to close? You want to cut a promo on anybody? You want to tell Richard Commey what he's going to have to expect? You want to tell Vasily what he should be looking for? You want to tell me off? I'm sweating pretty bad over here.
They all know, man. We coming. The Takeover. Be ready.
The Takeover is real in 2019. This guy looking to close the year with a bang against Richard Commey on Saturday. Lightweight title at stake. Don't miss it. Thank you.
Let's get it.